Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be opening up illustration arts and SARs from Generation 9. In my channel, I open up illustration arts and SARs all the way through. I've done generations 1 through 8 so far for the cards that have been released. Right now, there is 95 cards of SARs and illustration arts from Generation 9. So this is going to be a long process. Shout out to Pidgeotto for being the Pokemon of the video.
Bad strategy. Don't you know flying Pokemon are weak against rock types?
Oh, guess I forgot. Pidgeotto, return!
We got 14 envelopes or so right here. Let's get right into this opening. So if you're new here to this channel, at the end of this video, we will put all of these cards into our binder. I wanted to really just build a collection of all these illustration arts and SARs since they're such unique designs, and it would be really cool to see them all together. All 1,000 and whatever, how many Pokemon. I hope everyone had a happy Halloween, and let's dig right into this. For the first card, we got one from DOHC Chaladay from, what's that? Ontario, Canada. And we're starting it off right with Halloween. Actually, I'm filming this on Halloween. But first card, we got Fluttermane here. If you're unfamiliar with Generation 9, this is the future and ancient Pokemon. That's the theme really going on here with the Scarlet and Violet era. So you can see this is a rendition of Misdreavus. This card is from an ETB. I do not collect the Pokemon Center cards like this version because for whatever reason everyone goes crazy for a little Pokemon Center stamp, probably because there are less of them, but honestly not really my thing. I do really like this card. It just kind of sucks they kind of covered up Misdreavus quite a bit, so you can't really see, or Fluttermane, which would be the ancient form of Misdreavus. The card was pretty cheap because it was from an ETB. Next card, we got one from Picante Trading Card Games in Greensboro, North Carolina. Did you like how I changed my accent like I was Kamala Harris? If you don't know anything about that, go watch Kamala talk. We got several cards from this company. The first one is Iron Treads. This is one of the cheapest SARs out there. Does it deserve it? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I believe the card looks really cool. This was like $3 card. I really like the space thing going right here. It kind of looks like the Northern Lights. And as you can see, if you don't know what an SAR is, they kind of have a lot more texture. But that is Iron Treads, the first SAR for Generation 9. Holy shoot, we got another SAR. This is Skeledirge. This is the final evolution of Fuecoco, which is the starter Pokemon for Generation 9, the fire type. So this is basically these kids' generation of Charizard. Did I pick Skeledirge or Fuecoco in the Pokemon game? Actually, I think I did, because Skeledirge is half ghost, half fire type, and I thought that was kind of a unique combination that we don't get really. You can see he's carrying the groceries for this human, similar to Machamp was in his card. He was a little more crazy with his arms. But that is Skeledirge. Holy shoot, we got another SAR, and this is Tinkaton. So Tinkaton is a little fairy steel Pokemon, actually another Pokemon that I used for the game. This is the final evolution. Tinkatink, I think. I don't know. We'll see those cards eventually. They do have ones all released. Both the Tinkaton and the Skeledirge have a story with their cards, basically. Tinkaton not so much, but they kind of go together. This card was around $15, and I really like this design of this Pokemon. The little fairy thing with a humongous ass hammer. That is Tinkaton. Real bright, unique looking card. Moving on, we got one from the Side Deck Gaming Cafe in South Carolina. Bada bing, bada boom! We got Sandy Shocks here, which is another SAR for Generation 9. If you can't tell who Sandy Shocks is related to, you might be insane because this is the ancient form of Magneton, which Magneton actually has an illustration art card coming for the ETB, or it's in the ETB for the set that gets released in November, and I'll put that on the screen. That is an epic card. Let me know if you like the Sandy Shocks more or that Magneton card. But overall, I mean, people give this guy a lot of hate. I do like these cards that have a lot of brightness to them, and you kind of have the sky in the background, which goes right along. The sand and the sky goes right along with Sandy Shocks here. As you can see, it's get a lot of magnet stuff stuck to it. All right, and next we have Espathra. This is the Lady Gaga Pokemon. It does kind of look like Lady Gaga. They do have a lot of, you know, space stuff going on here. Kind of looks like it's on like another planet actually, but probably just a few dollar card. Nothing crazy. Next one, we got one from Relevant TCG in California. This person gave us some free cards, and this is Baxcalibur. He is the pseudo legendary for Generation 9. He does have an illustration art that we will see eventually, and they also gave us a Vaporeon. So, woo! And the actual card from Relevant TCG is the Iron Valiant, which is the future Pokemon of Gardevoir.
Nope.
So you can see Gardevoir actually has, or I'm sorry, Iron Valiant has some friends in the background, which I really like about this card. The future form of Tyranitar, the future form of Volcarona. This is the future form of Delibird, and here's a close-up of it. That's it. But this card keeps dropping in price. It used to be really expensive, but you can get this guy for like $19, I think, right now. And honestly, it's really cool. They got like multiple of the future Pokemon in it, and the colors are really bright. I think the design for Iron Valiant is really good. So, dang, then we get so many SARs in Generation 9, it makes the collecting it really fun. We got one from Alabrick TCG in Washington. Wowzers! We got several cards from this one. First one here is Flamingo. This was a Pokemon you can get pretty early in the Pokemon game. I did use sorry, it's not Flamingo, it's Flamigo. I did use him in the game because he was, actually he was a fighting type Pokemon, but they have him normal right here. Well, he might be normal, but I remember him using fighting moves in the game. Flamingo has several friends on here. They're all twirling around and doing their, I don't know, Flamingo stuff. Next one, we got everyone's favorite Generation 9 Pokemon. If you're not familiar with this, this is basically the Generation 9 form of Diglett, Wiglet, and a lot of people love Wiglet. The shape of him, the fact that he's real long and white, a lot of people like him. I don't know why, but he's got some featured Pokemon here. We got some Luvdisc. We got the Tox, whatever you call it. We got a Psyduck actually right here. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Some more Luvdisc. You got Skrelp. And some more Wiglets. Actually, if you look really closely, you got a Slowpoke back here. Did anyone know that there was this many Pokemon on this card? Overall, that's Wiglet. So, yeah, all these cards are around $2, $3 or so. All right, next we got Bombardier. This one came out in Pokemon Go not too long ago. It's basically a Stork, and the card doesn't really have too much to it. It's got some weird print lines or something right here. Again, there's Bombardier. And then we have the evolution of Wiglet, Wugtrio. So I have to put these next to each other. As you can see, Wiglet evolves into this little pink guy right here. I don't know how he turns pink. Maybe his nose takes over his body, basically, because his nose is pink, and his nose, when he evolves, is this old color, which is extremely weird. The one in the middle is actually a shiny Wugtrio. This is actually from Paldean Fates. They don't actually have an illustration art for only the regular Wugtrio, but this definitely suffices because there's so many more of the regular Wugtrio on this shiny Wugtrio's card. And I don't know why they didn't put Sparks on this card. No, they didn't for any of them. Anyway, that's Wugtrio, and that's Wiglet. Welcome to the party. This next one is from Mystic TCG, Chesterfield, Missouri. They might as well be the sponsor for my channel because I open up so many of their cards. Oh my god! That might be the most expensive card for this opening, and probably like the 6th or 7th SIR. We got the Iron Leaves, and if you're unfamiliar with this guy, this is the future version of Virizion. So this card, when it came out, Temporal Forces, I think it was like a $60, $70 card, maybe more. Now you can get this card for like 30 something dollars. I think when I got it, it was like 39. But let's just look at the colors on it. I mean, it looks cool. There's a humongous golf ball in the background, or maybe a moon. But there is Virizion. Yeah, I like collecting Generation 9. Next we got one from Steven. He's from Florida. This is another one from an ETB, probably from Temporal Forces, I would assume. But it's Iron Jugulus. I don't know where they came up with that name. That's kind of weird, but this is the future version of, what's his name? Hydrogen or something like that? Hydreigon, whatever. The dragon Pokemon from Generation, what was it 6? I can't remember. Anyway, I'll post a picture of him because he actually has an SIR coming out in this set coming out in November, and it's one with the crown on it, but it still looks kind of cool. So you can see those next to each other. There is Iron Jugulus. It's got some, like, this honestly looks kind of ancient. I mean, this looks like the 70s, 80s type vibe, basically, with all disco stuff. It doesn't really look futuristic to me, but I do like the background. It's got some cool design with the black and the pink. Again, you could probably get this card for like $4 or $5. Last one is Collins, and this is from Nevada. Well, we got Greavard here, or Greavard. I really like this card, honestly. This has actually just gotten this in the mail recently. A lot of these cards I've had sitting in my closet for like 2 months, 3 months, waiting for their turn to get opened up in a video. But Greavard here, he's a ghost dog, and he's got some Gengar mats, a Ghastly mat. He's got a Riftloon mat. Just such a really neat design. There's a bayonet toy, it looks like, right here. I really like Greavard as a Pokemon. I think the card is really unique. With shipping and whatnot, this card's around $3 or $4. It's pretty affordable for anyone to get. I would recommend it. It looks like honestly a great card, and it is. I am opening this on Halloween, so again, happy Halloween. And that's gonna do it for this. So now we're gonna put all these cards in the binder and see what it starts to look like for Generation 9. Alrighty, let's get right into adding these to the binder. So the first card right here, we got Skeledirge, which will be the first card in for Generation 9 so far. Then next we will add Espathra, Lady Gaga, right here. And then Tinkaton, right below. So 2 on that page. And we get to add 3 right here at the top. We got Wiglet. And then we got Wugtrio. And then we also get to add Bombardier. On the page right next to it, we got Greavard. Then we got Flamigo. So that's what that looks like so far. And we got a lot of future and ancient Pokemon. First is Fluttermane. Then Sandy Shocks. Then we got Iron Treads. Then we got Iron Jugulus. So 4 right there so far. Turn 1 page, we got Iron Valiant. And then lastly, Iron Leaves. We did have one Pokemon previously from Generation 9, and that was Archodon that we pulled from Stellar Crown when it came out. And that's gonna do it for the first video for Generation 9. If you like this sort of video, please give me a like and subscribe. Right now, we have 6 more videos for Generation 9, but that won't be the only videos I have. I will be getting an ETB and my first ever booster box for the set that gets released in November, Surging Sparks. I do live in Europe, so I will not be getting it right as it releases. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.